Hey guys, welcome back to Double the Hustle podcast. I'm Tori.
And I'm Anna.
And today we have on Michael from Soulfire Circle.
Guys, I'm so excited for you guys to hear this podcast. When we first met Michael, we met him in a coffee shop that he approached us for a medium reading, and me and Tor's minds were blown. I'm so excited to sit down with him, see what he has for us today. He's going to talk all about meditation, numerology, and how you guys can start meditating on your own. Let's jump into it.
Come take a listen, and make sure you come back every Tuesday at noon to double your hustle.
The twin flames are super connected, but they could be, miles and miles apart across the world or the country.
Oh, wow. It's kind of like
You two just happen to be identical twins with the master number 11, and your souls have been connected in a potentially past life.
Huh. Oh.
So it's like you guys have had a mission in the past.
Wow.
And in this life,
cool.
you came here together to do that mission, and this is a big part of it.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Wow, that's cool.
So I'm going to get the chills a lot. I'm going to do this a lot.
Yeah.
And if you get it, usually arms, but back of the neck, it's a good sign.
Huh. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's
what is
wild.
That number, I feel like a lot of people try to figure out that number when you add your birthday together.
Mm-hmm.
What does that number mean? Like, what do you, for somebody who's watching, what do they do with that number?
So it basically gives a description of you as an individual, but what your path is in life.
For?
Yeah. Huh. So the number one is usually creation, leadership. It's just you've come here to start something new, something, but something important. It's not just like I'm going to start a project,
Right?
Like something big because you're a teacher, you're some kind of leader, and you just everything else around you seems a little mundane. You're like, I came here for something else. I'm here for something bigger. I just don't know what it is yet.
Uh-huh.
And that's the one. But the 11 is huge. So the double digits, 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers.
Oh,
so 11 is huge.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
11 is huge.
Just introduce yourself to everyone who you are first, and then we'll get into.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm Michael Tramontana, and I've been invited by Tori and Anna today to talk a little bit about some great woo-woo stuff. If it fits and it fits your heart in some way, that's amazing. If not, let it go, roll it off the shoulder, and that's okay. No judgment here. So I'll start by saying, and I thought about this in the car, that's why I like to drive, because my brain was going. My first memory that I remember was, and I didn't know how old I was in a doctor's office, and I was watching my older brother, who's 2 years older than me. He was having a procedure done, and he was crying, and he was in pain. I don't know what was going on, but that's very vivid memory that I remember. Okay, that's the first actual memory that I remember very, very vividly. I'm going to put that aside, and then we'll come back to that later.
Yep.
So I'm the son, middle son. We have my parents had three boys. I'm the middle child of immigrant parents. They came from Italy, Sicily.
Cool. Yeah.
So they both came over when they were fairly young. So like the early 60s, they came over. And of course, Italian immigrants, where they go to? Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So they went to Brooklyn, and then, the typical Italian-American upbringing, a lot of family, a lot of food, a lot of get-togethers, and a lot of generational patterns
Right.
that seem normal when we're growing up.
Yeah, of course.
But I had a very good upbringing, a lot of love.
Yeah.
A lot of love, a lot of family, and of course the food, amazing. So,
right.
But of course, in any family, generation to family, there's certain things that you start to notice maybe as you get older and you start meeting other people and speaking to other people. Is this normal?
Yeah.
So in my family, for my own journey, it was a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, a lot of, doing these typical things that I would thought was normal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Have not simply having a glass of wine at dinner.
Yeah.
But like getting around, okay, first bottle's done. Now the second bottle. Now let's get the liquor. Now let's get the Patron. So I fell into that pattern of the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, aside from that, that's kind of what was happening on the outskirts when I wasn't really paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me as a kid, I did okay in school. I think I was okay socially.
Yeah.
I had friends, but I never was able to get very connected with people. So I've always had social relationships and friendships, but I've never felt connected to a person or a group of people, which I didn't recognize until maybe I was in my teens. I'm like, this is weird. Why do I feel so out of place?
Right.
I have so much family, so many friends, school, and it just never felt super duper connected. But I didn't worry too much about that. So again, going back to, the typical immigrant family, being a first generation Italian American, the men in our family worked a lot. So it was very, very long hours all the time. My dad had a business with his brother and they did great. Of course you look back now and you're like, he busted his ass for us.
Exactly.
Right.
Right? He did all these things for us, which is great. But the lessons that we don't see, or the things that we don't realize affect us, usually you realize that down the road.
Yeah, of course.
So him being, I'm not going to say absent. He was not absent. Not an absent. He was a great, teacher.
Yeah.
But I learned certain lessons from watching him behave in a certain way, or maybe just not being around
Right.
because of work. I thought to myself, you know what? I want to be around for my family.
Yeah.
So again, not a knock on him. Everything he did, he needed to do for us and for himself. But I recognize that that's not what I want. I don't want to be up, at 6 a.m. and come home at 6 p.m. I want to actually be there for my family. What can do that? And I said, maybe a teacher. So I was thinking about a law pathway or a doctor in veterinary medicine. I love animals. I still do. But I went the teacher route. So I started going through all these classes and for education. Got my degree, started as a phys ed teacher and health teacher.
Oh, cool.
And then I was like, wait, I got here, but something's missing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get the ringing. That means things are coming down. But something was missing. What the heck is missing, right? So at my first job, I'm like, I know I can do better. Let's up the ante a little bit. Let me see if we can create this head of a department, like the head of all of the specials. And they did. They created this thing. So now I'm a leader in this, brand new field for me, whatever. But again, something was missing. It just always felt like something was missing.
Out there.
Even when I thought I've reached that.
Yeah, like what you thought you wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of space or position that I wanted. It wasn't really till I met my wife that I realized, like, whoa, these generational patterns that are happening are not normal. They're not. But it took me a long time to realize that.
Yeah.
So she helped me through trial and error. Our relationship was in a really tough space because of the drinking at one point.
Yeah.
Because I was actually noticing that I was falling back on patterns that I noticed in the past. I'm like, I can't, I'm doing it, but is it a big deal? I'm not sure. And then once it affects your direct family, yes.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
If you enjoy drinking alcohol or having a glass of wine, again, no knock to you. This is not a judgment call. This is just my own perception.
Exactly.
But I stopped drinking in 2018.
Good for you.
2018, thank you. So once that happened, it took a long, like all of the generational things that were within, I guess, in my heart started coming up.
Yeah.
Oh.
So because I was drinking for so long,
Oh.
it's almost like it literally
pushing it
blocked
Yeah.
everything. So they usually say, what, if you're drinking or you're doing drugs, you're trying to block something out.
Of
Yeah.
course,
But I'm
yeah.
thinking,
You
I'm
don't
not
want to be,
blocking
it's not
anything.
reality. Yeah.
What am I blocking? I'm not blocking anything. But then when I stopped and really cleared the fog, I call it, you like clear this fog, things started to come up and that I had to deal with. And it was hard.
Yeah.
It was very difficult.
Yeah.
But again, thanks to my wife who really helped me settle everything in. But what that did, when that fog lifted, it kind of certain things started kind of happening around me that I was questioning. And it's almost like synchronistic things that were happening.
Yeah.
So I would always see 11:11 all the time. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Right.
It happens, and a lot of people say, oh,
Yeah,
look,
of course.
happens all the time. But then I started seeing it like 3 times a day, 4 times a day. But 11:11 on the clock is only twice. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, right.
This is weird. So I checked it out. Like, what does this mean if you keep seeing 11:11? And I read that it's basically like a universal high five. It's like the universe is basically telling you, hey, you're on the right track, keep it going.
Yeah.
The thing that I started doing then was you have to recognize it. So show that you're recognizing it.
Okay.
That you're recognizing this universal high five. And then again, things will start to open up, and that's what happened. So I started saying, whenever I would see 1111, I'm like, yes, universe, I got you. Thank you.
Yep.
High five to me. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
So I would literally verbalize it.
Yeah.
So I was bringing attention to it inside, but also outside.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's the big thing. Like
Yeah.
people are sometimes recognize it, and then they're just like, yeah, it happens. Cool. But it's important to show that you to show recognition.
Wow.
Once that happened with the 1111, again, just like the fog was still being cleared up. So I'm like, let me again apologize for jumping around, but it's all kind of intertwined. Once the fog lifted up, I'm like, I'm still missing something.
Yeah.
You know, because now this big hurdle is out of the way for me.
Right.
But there's still something missing. Let me go back to church.
Yep.
So we were Roman Catholics. We were brought up Catholic.
Yeah.
And even when I was a young kid, I never felt comfortable in church. Like everybody sit at the same time. Everybody stand up. Okay, everybody kneel. It was very robotic to me.
Yeah.
But I always had a very big affinity for the man on the cross.
Right.
And I didn't know what that connection was. And then that's when I was like, let me try to go back. Let me see, maybe now that I'm older, maybe that, now. But still, it was even more so now.
Okay.
What am I missing? What the heck is this? And then that's when I started questioning religion big time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why this story? Why is this story different than that story or this story? Because there's so many different texts around the world that explain this religion stuff. But if you compare a lot of these religions, they're quite similar.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are very similar, different names for different individuals, but they're the same message all around.
Yeah.
And then I also noticed that certain texts left out certain messages, certain stories. And for my religion growing up, I felt like it left out a lot of truth.
Yeah.
And I call it truth. So then I didn't abandon it, but I just kind of like put it to the side for a bit. So then I started like getting into some cosmic exploration because I'm thinking, you're always looking up to God or to whoever, and you're just thinking, what am I missing? And every time I looked up to do that, I'm just staring at the stars, and I felt connected. I'm like, what? Is that it? Like, am I an alien? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just started exploring down that path and recognizing that a lot of the stories that I was told, we as a people, but again, not everyone believes this, and that's okay, are missing a lot of parts of how we became to be.
Yeah.
So we went from a monkey to a Homo sapien to a caveman to a human. There's a missing piece there. How the hell did we go from this to this? So if you really do some and this could be another podcast, but if you really do a deep dive on that, and we can do this another time, but I'll just kind of go past it. There's a lot of things that are missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm talking about intervention. There was intervention from someone, something, somewhere at some point to give us this.
Yeah.
So then I started getting really into that, and I started meditating because I couldn't sleep. That's how I started meditating. But I also started meditating because I wanted to see if I can connect.
Right.
Once I started connecting, or once I started meditating, I did start to connect, and it started by seeing some colors, purple, red, yellow, kind of the colors of the chakra. But when that happens, again, I go even deeper because I can't just sit and I have to. Why?
Right.
Why is it doing that? I was always the why guy. Always, still am.
Like there's more. There's more.
Yeah, or if someone tells you have to do it this way.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's what it says here, or that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's always more. So I started just kind of digging deeper into the meditation stuff, and then that's where I had some like really profound visions. I call them just like visuals, visions,
Yeah.
visitations.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't share it with anybody because I felt like I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm like, I have a good job. Like now at this point, I'm an educational administrator. I'm not, a dope. I'm responsible for a lot of children and a lot of adults, and it's a big community. Who the hell can I talk to? I would speak to my wife every now and then, but it was still foreign to her at that point.
Yeah.
So I still felt like I couldn't connect
Mm-hmm.
with anyone. And what I meant was I just felt like there was more. And I'm missing something. There's something I'm missing. And then the numbers were popping up everywhere. I would now at this point, it's not, the 1111 anymore. Now I'm seeing 333s everywhere. And I'm seeing 444s everywhere. Receipts, time, gas mileage, like everything. And I'm started looking into the numbers again. And I remember there was one time when I went to meditate I went on a little nature trail and I meditated, and I felt like I had a visitation from my grandmother, and she had something special.
Okay.
And I'll tell a story about that afterwards. So I had a visitation from her, and she said basically, it is what you think it is. There is more.
Mm-hmm.
So look into this. Look into the healing. Look into energy and all that stuff. And I started doing that. And the reason she came, and I didn't share this earlier, but when I moved from Queens to Long Island, I got very sick. I was in 4th grade. I got very sick. I had a virus, an unknown virus, the unknown virus. And I had basically a fever for like 2 months, 3 months straight. And it wasn't until my grandmother came to my house and she did some stuff, and she just kind of like did some energy stuff, I guess, praying. I wasn't sure at the time.
Yeah.
But it was after that I felt better.
Wow.
So it was 2 to 3 months, 103 fever and higher. I lost all this weight. I looked like a skeleton.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to school. All of a sudden, I'm better. What the hell?
Right.
And then she visited me and said, what you're thinking is right. That was what you think it is. I'm like, holy crap. Oof. There they are. Just jump in if you question anything, because I could tell you I could just keep going. So that led me down the path. So what I felt, what I feel, is my grandmother was showing me those numbers. She was pushing me for all those years. She was showing me to get started. Because once I started on this path, she would give me different signs and different messages, very direct messages. Like one of them came through, said, you can't talk to people about it because they won't understand, and then you'll just kind of push them away. But if someone mentions it, if they mention it, if they talk about these things, then you go for it.
Yeah.
So I did. And then it started to open up these different pathways where there was a friend of mine who was doing a medium group. So there was a woman, her name is Lady Phyllis. She's phenomenal, Lady Phyllis. Best. And she was doing a group reading. And I just, immediately when I saw, I just felt connected to her and what she was doing. I'm like, wow, this is really familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's familiar.
Right.
So anyway, I took her information afterwards, and she shared some really great stuff and really like individualized stuff for me and my wife. It was amazing. But again, down that path, I just felt lost, like something is missing. And then at that right around that point was when I had gotten this position as the administrator. I thought that's where I was supposed to be. I'm like, this is what I'm trying to be, and this is where I am now.
Right.
And then before my first official day on the job, I'm like, something's missing. So I just called her, and I'm like, lady, never spoke to her individually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I said, listen, I'm not sure why. I feel like I have to call you. I said, I'm confused. I feel a little bit lost.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me out. And then she literally called me like 2 minutes later, and we FaceTimed. And then she told me a few things and invited me to one of her classes. And that's where the mediumship stuff started coming from.
Wow.
So basically it's like, listening to the messages and listening to the intuition that you're getting, because it is coming
It's
from
how it's getting across. Yeah.
but listening to it, acknowledging it is like where things like magic, I call it like magic,
Yeah.
starts to happen. Because most of the time, the things that you're hearing, or the things that we're hearing, it's we question it.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
of course.
And I know you questioned a few things with all this.
Of course.
But what made
No, yeah, you go.
what made you decide to go forward with it? Because if you were stuck trying to make a decision and move forward, what was the catalyst to push you and say, you know what, we're doing it?
The podcast. We always knew that. So we went to college together. After college, we had went away together and we got recruited to row at Temple University. We did our first semester there. And then after our first semester, we came home and we kind of like, split up. We went to school for a little while, but then I was like, I'm not doing school anymore. Tor was like, I'm going to continue to go to school. And we kind of split up. And then now Tor went on to vet school. And now that she was in vet school, she's like, we still have to do something together. Like, we're always talking about business. We're always talking about doing things. Like, how could we not do the same career, but still have something? Like, we're twins. We have a bond. Like, there's something that we have to do together. And she's like, we're going to do a podcast. And a few months prior, we had met Bryce and he had been putting out all of this content like, hey, shoot a podcast with me, So pros and all this stuff about creating a podcast, putting a class together on how to create a podcast. And we seen it. And I was like, okay, we're going to do it with Bryce then. And literally the next day I texted Bryce and I was like, could we book a meeting? We want to start a podcast about, being twins and doing something together. And that was it. We just jumped right into it. It was like, we have to do something as twins. Like, there's no way we're going to just split up and not do anything.
Yeah. So you're not unfamiliar with that. That could have been, Tori, you could have just felt that message and said, maybe not, maybe another time.
Yeah.
But you forced that the idea that you had was what was supposed to happen.
Right.
And it is, because you're of your birthday and your master or your life path number is 11 and you're identical twins, all these things, and you're supposed to be doing things together. So even if you would have went that way, and if you would have went to vet school, and if you would have done, in some way, it would have come back together. Mm-hmm. Even if it happened 20 years down the line, it would have still come back together.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So you're not unfamiliar with that. You listen to your intuition, and you trusted it because you're so connected. So connected. But usually with the intuition, it's a battle between what this message that you're getting in your head, and then your ego. And your ego is the one who's telling you, no, can't do that. Yeah. No, you don't. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Maybe not this year. And your ego is the one that tries to kind of pull you back into reality. This reality, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But the intuition is really pushing you forward. I'll tell you, this podcast, just me sitting in this chair right now, is like very. It's important for me, and the reason why is because I wanted to start a podcast.
Yeah,
and I brought this up to my wife at least a year ago.
Yeah,
because my biggest idea is that to share this message that the average Joe or Jane has these feelings. They have these feelings of confusion. They have these feelings of not belonging. They have these traumatic experiences when they were younger.
Right.
And it's okay to explore.
Oh yeah.
Like that exploration is what helps you move forward. So for the people who are watching, that's the message that I've wanted to try to send. So what I wanted to do was do what you're doing. Interview. I wanted to actually interview the podcasters.
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle of the road, and ask them what pushed you into it.
Yeah.
Like that same question, because you have the famous ones that are up here,
right? Of course.
And then you have the ones who maybe just started, but there's a huge
middle gap,
section, middle of people who are doing in the middle, and like I want to know their story.
Yeah.
What pushed you into it? Because that's a story in itself.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not common.
I mean,
at all.
What, the middle of the road?
Yeah.
No, you're right, because it's like very, very high or very low, and those middle people are like closer.
There's
to
a
the
lot
top.
of them, but
There's a
nobody
lot.
interviews them on
Right.
why they got into podcasting.
And
Right.
there's a story behind. There has
Yeah,
to be, and there's
of
always
course.
there's always the message that they want us to send out.
Right.
So I bring that up because when I told her that, I'm just like, oh, the work's too much.
Yeah.
The ego started kicking in, which is true. I mean, it's a lot of work and all that stuff. We have a
course.
family, we have 2 children. So, all these things. I said, you know what? If it's meant to happen, it'll be meant to be.
Right.
Of course.
So I was driving home from work one day, and then I just got this inclination to call out loud. If you really want, because I kept getting the podcast stuff kept going into my head. You got to do it. If it comes in once or twice, like it's probably just my ego, my monkey brain, I call it,
Right.
giving me an idea. But when it comes at random moments and it's so pervasive and it just continues, that I know is the intuition pushing through. So I said, okay, if you really want me to do it, bring it to me, bring it to my doorstep.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, the more you push towards something, the more you push yourself away.
Yeah, of course.
So I just basically said, if you really want me to do it, bring it to my door. And then it wasn't about a week or 2 later that we
that's
freaking
cool.
met.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then as soon as you guys told me what you did, I'm like,
Oh, that's
That's
really
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
so we'll go into that too.
Yeah. Wow,
Because
is
that
crazy.
one is wild. And what's funny too, between that 2 weeks and my job, we had a tech grant that I wanted to apply for, and I wanted to do like a newscast / podcast for the kids. We presented to the school. So I got all this podcast, and it was not accepted.
Oh.
I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe, and that's okay.
Yeah. Right.
And then the next week, we
There
meet.
it is again.
I'm like, okay. So that happened.
Wow.
So you want to go
Yeah.
into
Things align. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Before I forgot the first thing I mentioned about my first memory.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason why I wanted to bring that up was because when I had kids, I brought up to my mom something about memories, and I said, I said, remember that time? I said, Pat, that's his name. He had that procedure done. I think I guess he was 2 or 3 years old, and she just like looks at me. What are you talking about? I said, well, I remember, and then I told her what I told you guys. And she said, you weren't even born yet.
Oh.
She's like, you were not even born yet. You were in my stomach.
Oh, that's weird.
I was pregnant with you when he had that procedure done. How the hell do you know that?
Wow.
I'm just like, whoa.
That's so weird.
So it's just showing
Wow,
that
that is
your
very
soul,
interesting.
Yeah.
your soul is like present,
Yeah.
Right.
even when your physical body is not.
It's not. Wow.
So that was something that I could have sworn I was there.
Yeah.
I remember hearing him yell, in pain with this thing, whatever they were doing. And I brought that up.
Wow.
And when she told me that, I was like, okay. I said, this is not, I'm not pushing it aside anymore. I'm just going to accept everything.
Yeah.
So that's where that was coming from.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's very interesting.
After like you started to get the numbers and your grandma like starts to give you signs and you start listening to them, does it become more like frequent? Like does she keep bringing you stuff, or like now how
Between
did
her
you
and anyone else, because we have guardian angels.
right? Is she like the one that gives you like everything, or you see if
She was the one who was meant to bring it upon me.
okay.
So she was the one who was meant to basically open my eyes, and if you say remove that veil
Right.
that we all have, which is basically just programming.
Yeah.
She was meant to remove that veil and start to nudge me in this direction. So she did her job, her responsibility. Not that she disappears; she's always still there.
Right.
But her main purpose, her soul's main purpose, and for mine, was completed.
Okay.
Because now I opened the door. I kicked that door open,
Right.
and it was because of her. So we met.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, we met Michael at a coffee shop, Mongo's, on Long
Mongo's.
Island. Yep. Shout out Mongo's, our favorite coffee shop. We were there this morning. We go there often. But that particular day, me and Tor never decide to sit down and stay at Mongo's. And that particular day, we had decided to just sit down for about maybe 30 minutes. That we sat down, had, scones or, our pastries and coffee while we sat and waited, just to hang out and just to be together. And
you were taking notes. I remember you were like planning and stuff.
We were doing something. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were sitting there, and we had a lot of people around us.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, we sat at a big couch with it was like a community couch with a bunch of people around. And you had sat across the table from us, probably about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
It wasn't close. And I remember you asked about Tor's necklace was the first thing that you had mentioned about the Italian horn. And you had started saying how you were Italian. And then I remember you asked about my angel, which which I was wearing, and you just had commented on it, wow, that's so beautiful. And then me and Tor have always been open to these type of things. Whether it's readings or anything like that, we always go. It's something that we find joy in.
Yeah.
Because it's just something that makes you feel comfortable, if it comes across and if it connects, it feels so strong, and you're it just lifts something off, especially with our sister and how she passed away. Hearing about her brings a sense of comfort along. So as soon as you had said, is that okay? And got our permission, which I thought, first of all, is great, because, just how you approached it was very respectful and, kind. And I think as soon as I heard you say that, I got chills. And even I always say to Tor, we were meant to stay there for, an hour or so and meet you, because we always are waiting for those signs and to have that and connect with you, especially on the day that it was her birthday. Was insane.
Which was
even after I posted on my social media about how we met you, and I went home and told my family, and everybody was mind blown
away.
Because when you told me it
because
was her birthday, I was like,
wow, yeah. And it's just crazy to even think about how we met like that, and it was so strong.
yeah.
The connection, so.
And I never go to Mongo's on my own. I'm always with my family.
Oh, really?
So that particular day, I don't know why. I really don't even remember why I was there by myself.
Yeah, you were.
Maybe I just needed some time or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw you. But the reason why I came to you is because the two of you have an aura. I mean, everyone has an aura.
Right.
But I've asked you because I felt there was a connection.
Yeah.
So I felt our vibrations were matching.
Mm-hmm.
If it's I always ask if it's okay with people for me to talk or pull a card or things like that. But I would never approach someone if I didn't feel like they were open.
Yeah. Right.
So I kind of knew right off the bat you two were. And then the angel, I was like,
Yeah.
they're not to think that you're very religious, but at least you're spiritual.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. And then something really wild, it just keeps on going. You remember I told you that I had received a message to say, don't share with people if they're open to it. So I was starting to get, I think, or at least Lady Phyllis, a couple of people thought that I was doing okay. I'm getting pretty good information, and I'm sharing some pretty individualized stuff, personal stuff. So my grandma at that point came back again and said, now it's time to open up. Now it's time to share it. You've been holding on to it.
Okay.
It's okay now to start talking to the people. You engage the conversations, because she was saying how I can feel that energy. So now it's time for you to approach them.
Yeah. Okay.
You two were the first people that I approached, because she had told me that just before.
Wow. Oh. Wow.
So you were almost like my first test.
Wow.
Test piece.
Going out there and trying to engage with someone.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Wow,
then
that's
after that
crazy.
happened, I was like, whoa. Because if I wouldn't have received that, I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
So after that situation, I'm like,
Wow, that's crazy.
that's why I was saying I have to take your numbers,
Yeah. Wow.
because it was a really cool cool situation.
Yeah, that was a cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Everyone's always
it was just so like strong. Like the fact that it was like her birthday and like
know.
that like completely like blew my mind. You know, on when you're like a kid and like I always watched this with my mom was like Long Island Medium. She's like
Yeah.
the famous medium on Long Island that had a TV show that, and I was like, Ma, wouldn't it be so cool to just be walking in the store and like her walk up to you and be like, I see your mom or your dad
Yeah,
or whatever, you know, like whoever it is that I always wanted it to happen to me. So like as I was sitting in the coffee shop when you had approached us, I was like, that's like our moment, you know, like,
so
and
wild.
it was you. And it's crazy because like I said, I always just like hope
that's
for
really
it to
crazy.
happen.
Yeah.
And that it actually happened. It's like, like mind blown, you know?
How old was your sister when she passed?
6, I believe.
Your mom is alive.
My mom, yeah.
But was there an aunt or something that passed, like a very close female figure? It could have been someone in that age range, like someone that could be your aunt. Because I keep getting, and I was getting this on the way up too, like a teacher figure, someone that was a teacher to you. It could be a grandma, but she's presenting as very young, or not very young. She's presenting as younger. Your grandma, one of your grandmas has passed. Is she the woman that like helped guide you or helped put you in it, or she spent a lot of time with you? She was like a teacher to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Was she a teacher? Was she an actual teacher? Did she ever say she wanted you to be a teacher or you to be in a teaching role?
No, I don't think so. Not to like memory
Okay.
that I can remember.
I'm trying to put pieces together because
Yeah.
I pulled over on the at this place and I had to buy something for you guys, and I think what it's saying is I think it's a message from Grandma basically saying how much what you're doing right now is the teaching part, is you're teaching people on in of course many different, because your podcasts are very varied,
Yeah,
which
right.
is good, but a lot of different people are learning a lot of different things, and just to continue that.
Yeah.
Because you being the master number 11, doing it together, and emotionally, you're very connected as well.
Right.
If you're upset one day, or if you're like very upset or anxious, do you feel it? Or vice versa?
Kinda.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I would say.
it's more of an emotional, at least like like everybody always like, oh, do you have twin telepathy?
And
But
you
it's
do.
more of like emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
it's
it
mostly
is
gonna be
like-
It's not
emotional
like,
for
oh,
you.
what word are you thinking?
Right.
You know, like it's more like,
Well,
oh, she's.
that's coming for you too, because the emotional doorway, you could say, it's been open. It's already open.
Yeah.
Now, just the fact that we're sitting here already shows that you're opening up more. That stuff does come, and it it's kind of like takes practice.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
of course. Yeah,
Because
100%.
telepathic communication is actually like a thing, and I was working on it with my wife too, and we're both in a weird place right now
Yeah.
together where
Yeah.
we're communicating, not full sentences, not full stories, but it is quite interesting. So
That's
Yeah.
both
We
at
do.
the same
Yeah,
time.
we do.
Isn't
Yeah.
that funny?
it happens all the time.
But that can come, and it can come in the form of practice, as simple as, I'm going to think of a shape, and I'm just going to think of it and put it out there, put it to you, or vice versa, and then you might just be walking, and then you're going to get a weird shape, and you're like, "What the heck was that? Oh, maybe that was it. Hey, was it a triangle? Yes." Like those.
So
That's
like a
little
delayed
practice.
kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just like the idea.
Like your
the thought
intuition
is
told
there.
you to do something, so say it. Say whatever
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah, but if it comes once, that's why the ego is like, okay, I get a triangle. I'm not gonna tell her it was a triangle because she's gonna be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's wild.
Maybe it's Sean. Can I talk to Sean
Yeah.
through here?
Yeah.
Sean, was there a teacher? Is there a teacher in your family that had passed? Okay. because I think it was the message that I was getting for you guys.
Yeah.
The number 11 is big for that, for the teaching. So it was wild. I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of no like younger people.
sometimes people that you encounter in your life, their souls are connected. So sometimes people leave more of an impact, or maybe you left more of an impact on someone than you thought. And then if they pass, they usually try to reconnect, which is interesting.
That is
Because
interesting.
apparently someone, and I still can't figure out who it is, and I still can't figure out who it is. I have a spirit guide that is with me often, and it's like a really tall, well-dressed man, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. And it could have been an old teacher, it could have been someone, but I still
that's
can't figure it
interesting.
out. Yeah.
Huh.
It's like one of those things that
And they're
I
with
know
you,
my
like
family
you feel them
members
like
are
on a daily basis, or
basically like a guardian angel to me. Like they're constantly standing behind me. But
when you feel these things, is it like a feeling, or is it like a visual, or is it like both?
it's a little bit of both. Like I don't see someone physically standing there,
Yeah.
Right.
but in my mind's eye, they're there.
Right.
Okay.
And not just standing. Sometimes it'll just be like, usually it's just like a blip and then boom, it's out.
So like if you don't catch it, it's gone, kind of.
They usually come back. I
Okay.
mean, they're always there, but I think that was my originally, like your mind, your monkey brain wants to push it away. It's not really there.
Right.
And when you take
okay.
notice to it,
It is.
things do start to
Yeah.
come through. So when someone comes really strongly, though, it's literally like they won't let up. Like I can't move forward unless I deliver X or Y, Z.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we've
wow.
had other people tell us that. Yeah.
So it's like sometimes it usually happens when you're doing very mundane things. So driving, showering, things like that, where you don't have to think. You're not thinking.
yeah.
It's like a flow, or when you're in a flow state. Some people do it through exercise. Some people only meditation. Some people while they're writing, that's their flow state.
Yeah.
Usually in those states is when things come through very strongly. So when I'm driving, all of a sudden I say, hey, text this person this. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm not going to text that person. I'll wait. And then it'll come up again. No, text this person this. I have a friend.
Wow.
He's 70 or did you turn 70 years old, 75, I forget, but he's up there. Him and I are like almost like twin flames. We have like the same story growing up.
Wow.
And at his age now and at my age now, we're in the same position of this awakening.
Oh wow.
So we
That's interesting.
really like bonded.
Yeah.
really
So he's like
quickly.
just starting hit. Like
No, he's not
or he's-
just starting. He's like deep in.
Okay.
He's just at a different age.
Okay.
But I remember he was writing a book, and he is. I had spoken to him a while, and he said that he was at a writer's block, you know. And I just kept getting this message: send him this song, send him whatever this song, a particular song. So I sent it. We spoke about it on the way home from work. I called him up, or one of us called. We spoke for about 30, 40 minutes, and he cleared his writer's block, and he finished the book.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
So it's a weird thing that like I'm sure if I didn't send him the song, I'm sure he would have gotten past it.
But maybe
But there
took
was
a little
huge
longer.
block there that was holding the rest of the writing. And then after conversation, and after he was listening to the song, it was he finished it. So I'm excited for it to get published, Barry.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read it.
Wow, that's interesting. What is it on? It's on
So
his story, or it's on
on his story.
Cool.
And his story, similar situation where he didn't know how deep he wanted to go into the spiritual stuff. He's also in educational leadership.
Okay.
Because you don't know how people are going to react.
Yeah,
You don't want
yeah.
to seem like you're
Some
way
people
out
are
there.
very against,
Yeah.
and people are
They feel like you're
closed
bringing
off.
religion and schooling, but
Yep.
it's not. It's religion and spirituality are two separate things.
Oh yeah.
But it's about how that's almost kind of like, intertwined with leadership for his experience and how it got him to where he is today.
Wow.
It's
That's
pretty
crazy.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited to get it. I'll
Yeah,
give you
it
guys
will
a
be
copy.
cool.
I'll get you guys a copy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Did you always, like, when you started as a child, did you like receive these, or you don't really remember?
I always felt it, and when I was younger, and there's something my mom told me too, that I always saw shadows.
Oh.
She said I always would call for her because I would see shadows in my room. And I do remember seeing and feeling things. I remember always touches, like really hard touches up here, touches, not just like a.
But you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know. I was scared, man. I was freaked out.
Huh.
But the reason you're freaked out is because you don't know what it is, and
Right. Of
course.
you being scared of it only makes
Pushes.
it more scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I took ownership and said, "This is my experience," like this is my experience. So there's no hate here. There's no scariness here. This is only love and light coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's only love and light coming in. That's it. Only beings of love and light. Beings, whatever that may be, spirits,
Right.
anybody. Love and light. And then once I really truly professed that and felt it in my heart, it was
totally
gone.
different. Okay.
And those experiences, especially at nighttime when you're in like a sleepy / awake phase, they skyrocketed to where like
Oh, wow.
started astral projection, which is something that I was working on, which is like your body's asleep, but your mind is awake. So it's like an out of body experience. And
Oh wow.
and that started happening. And that was wild. So that's something I'm still playing around with because it's and I tell everybody this, the experience that I have when I'm having these astral out of body experiences, they feel more real than real life.
Huh.
Like you can feel love for someone from someone, but when you're in that experience, you can like tangibly feel love and compassion from the people you're with.
When you wake up from these things, do you like
To write it down?
Yeah.
I try.
yeah?
Try.
Because it's hard, like in a way, like a dream, you know, like as you wake up and get more away from it, it kind of like fades almost instantly. And then you're like in the middle of your day, like, what was my dream? What was my dream? What was my dream? Oh, like something will trigger it.
Dreams you forget quickly.
Exactly. Yeah.
But these experiences you never forget.
Oh, you remember them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like you have to write them down or else they're gone. You remember them.
But what people should write down is they should write down their dreams, because a lot of times if you're having very vivid dreams and you're like, they seem so scattered and they make no sense. If you start journaling and writing down what you're seeing or experiencing in a dream, usually right after you wake up, you're like, oh, I gotta write it down for a little bit. Usually you'll start to get to see some patterns. And a lot of the patterns are, they kind of explore maybe what you need to work on, what you need to clear as an individual. So the projections, the out of body, you cannot forget them because you remember what they feel like. And it's weird to say that you can feel. I remember the first time. So before I professed this love and light only, I was having this experience where there was a being, and I call it a being. It was a very big shadow in the corner of my room, and it was clearly, it wasn't a human body, but it was a figure. I saw a head, I saw arms crossed, so I was very, very tall. And then it was coming closer to the bed, and it was reaching its hand out. And then I looked, and there was an even taller being, like head hitting the ceiling, kind of just observing, while this other one was kind of reaching their hand out. And I wanted this experience, so I started to reach out, but then I freaked out. And the reason you freak out is it's a fear. But the fear is the difference in frequency and vibration. This being's vibration and frequency is so high, mine is not on their level, so it presents as fear.
Do
You ever wake up and you just like wake up in a panic?
Panic, yeah.
So I woke up in a panic because it was so scary. But then when I woke up, I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Why?
Like,
Why
can
did
I
I
go
do
back to
that?
that? Yeah.
Why did I freak out? And then that's when I professed. I'm like, that's it. I want to get so trying to increase your vibration frequency is important, because that's also where the manifestation comes
Yeah.
from.
Well, how do you do that? or for like anybody, not even just you, but how do you raise your frequency? Because like that's something that like I'm interested in, and like how do you do that to manifest? Whether that's manifest more clearly or to get on that
through meditation.
Okay.
And it's not, I'm not talking about sitting in in crisscross and saying Om.
Yeah.
Laying down at bed at night, when you're laying down and you're ready to go to bed, just throw some earbuds in and you just put something on that's specific to opening your third eye, opening your chakras, clearing, because we have so many blockages in our bodies, and that prevents us from kind of experiencing what you're supposed to be or you should be experiencing. So the true experience when the blockages are open, or at least a little bit lighter, and that comes with like an individual being able to deal with their past trauma, but not forget about it.
Right.
Unpacking every single little piece of that trauma, not blaming anyone for it, but taking accountability of, okay, this is, I always get defensive when someone when someone questions me. Why the hell do I get defensive? I don't know. You can sit on that and then look at your past experiences. But when people are victims, when they play the victim game, that holds a lot of people back. Yeah. Because not everyone, a lot of people will say, well, I'm this way because they did this, or they're doing that. I do this because
right.
Yeah, everyone can be a victim. I can blame everything on anybody.
Right.
But take accountability for yourself.
The easiest thing to do.
And really grow, allow yourself to grow by understanding why you might have this trauma. So it's self-exploration.
Yeah.
So I was telling you earlier that, I was always missing something. I was always looking for the next thing. Like, where is it? I'm always looking for something that I couldn't find. But once I started looking within,
you got it.
Or at least working to it.
To it, yeah. Yeah. And now you've created Soulfire Circle. So
Soulfire Circle is something I'm working on.
Yeah.
Slowly, but again, trying not to force it. Right?
Of course.
Yeah.
What I want the Soulfire Circle to be is a space for people like us, like me, who is just a regular person having all these, experiences or just questioning all these things, and to know that it's okay to explore it.
To embrace them, yeah.
Yeah, and every single person is on a different path, but everyone is at a different location in their path. So we can do group stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by Soulfire Circle, but the work is individual. So what I might be talking to Anna with is going to be completely different than Tori.
Yeah.
So, it's a space that I'm trying to create to allow people to just explore. What I would like is I want people to feel comfortable enough to reach out and say, hey, I heard about this thing called energy healing. What is that about? Because there's a lot of stuff that we can do together.
Of course.
To let's say fix things or there's a lot of things. There's a lot of energy an individual has, but when you're working together towards a common goal, let's say you have the constant migraines and you just can't get on. You can heal yourself. You can heal yourself. So if we're having a session and I'm not healing you. It's not me doing the healing. It's me like
guiding,
opening, helping you to open yourself up to heal yourself.
Right.
Your physical body, whatever it is. Because everyone has this light, and it's what Jesus was talking about. Not to get religious, but that message that he was sending was that everyone has this.
Right.
Everyone has this ability. Everyone has this light. Everyone has this. You can call it a power, but it's just something innate that everyone has. But because we've been programmed, there's a lot of programming that just shut it down. And that usually happens very, very young.
Yeah.
So when you shut it down, of course it sounds crazy.
Right.
It sounds nuts.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it is crazy. I think it's cool. I think what you're building could be like the foundation for something really cool where people go, obviously, like you said, like even us, like I feel like people our age are so caught up in like anxiety or fear or what we look like on social media or what people think about us or this or that. And that's like nothing that you need to like worry about. So to have somebody there to guide you and to show you, I think makes like all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's almost more powerful when it comes from someone outside of the family.
Of course, yeah, 100%.
Because I can tell my sibling or friend, whoever, I can tell them over and over, like
they'll probably
try this,
blow
let's
it
try
off.
this.
Yeah,
And then after 6 months of saying let's try this, they might just hear it from a random person. Hey, you know what I heard today? I heard that if I try this, I'm like, telling you that for the last year, you know. But it's almost better from outside.
Yeah. As young people in our generation now, I feel like maybe social media clogs our, like brings the fog that you talk about on more than it should, because we should be trying to take it away, right?
Yeah.
So
Social media. It's a big block for a lot of people.
yeah.
I mean, it's presenting something that doesn't truly exist. I mean, I think a lot of people, there's a lot of different ways, right? Social media could be a great thing for businesses, for certain sending messages out, for community, for family. It is. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool when used properly or effectively, I guess. But for if it becomes the lifestyle and of showcasing this or that, or that's when it becomes an issue. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the looks and feel of what their life should be like.
100%.
And then most of the time it's false. I mean, most of the time people are just presenting as the perfect couple or the perfect family or the first of all, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfect. We're all broken.
It's just a perception. Yeah.
We're all broken. That's it. We're all broken.
Yeah, we're all broken in our own way, and that's what you're trying to fix.
I love
but
that.
I guess if you want to present as put together, that's cool. But to who? Like who are you really trying to impress?
Right.
How do you clear those blocks?
Well,
or
get
how
the hell
would
off
you-
social media? No.
Like, how would you, like, as, you talked about it as not drinking or, trying to take those vices in a sense
right.
away to clear that fog. I always feel like it's extremely hard to clear that fog, especially if you're not aware of it. But how would you guide somebody in clearing it? Like for me, I feel like I have a little bit of fog, but I don't drink or smoke or, no, you're good. Or, do have, not that I don't have a vice, but like I don't have, like
Nothing
drugs,
like really
alcohol.
holding you down.
Yeah.
So now because you are pretty clear in that sense, now it's time to explore different modalities for you. And a good start, and again, some of them are going to sound elementary. You're like, that's it? Look at the sun. Take the sun in, because the sun is like a huge, powerful tool that helps activate,
I seen you
inside.
doing it before you walked in.
Oh, did you?
Yep. But I just, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool that you
I
said
saw
that,
it was
because
clear.
he's preaching what he did before he
you.
walked in here.
That's important. Being part of grounding is really important. What grounding means is just being able to close out everything on the outside, even everything on the inside. Your worries, your fears, your the bad day you had, the bad night, the bad morning, whatever it is, like clear, open nothingness in your brain, and you ground to the earth. And if some people will meditate for that, and I could talk about, give you some visualizations later. Or literal grounding is taking your shoes and socks off and going for a walk in the grass.
Right.
Like literal grounding.
Yeah.
I know the young kids, I don't know if they do it anymore, because now my students laugh at me when I say, go touch grass. Literally touch, like, put your feet on the grass and just stay. Every single thing, it has energy. The trees are connected to the earth. The earth is what's creating this resonance for us.
Right.
Called the Schumann resonance. It's a or the frequency of the earth. We're wearing rubber-soled shoes. What were the Americans wearing? Nothing, or like an animal skin bottom, which was not a barrier to this resonance. So they were always very connected. They also use music and chants and all these things. Touch, like, sounds crazy. And again, I feel sometimes weird saying these things. Hug a tree.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
the tree is directly connected to the earth.
Yep.
And the earth is what's giving this resonance.
Right.
So, you know, I would just lean up against a tree and I put my, you know, kind of lean up against it with my back and have my hands against it, or just touch it sometimes because you don't want to seem strange. But
Yeah.
that's like literal grounding is going out in nature. Gardening is huge. Not everybody's going to go out and garden, but just putting your feet in the grass, looking at the sun, letting the sun come into your eyes. Sun gazing people do, which they stare directly at the sun.
Yeah.
I can't really do that, but what they say is the best is during the early morning hours or early evening hours when the sun is going down or coming up. You just look in the direction of the sun, but look at the horizon. So you're not looking directly in, you're just looking at the horizon, but you're still getting the energy from the sun. So that's one way or one thing you can do. It's not just like try this and not that. It's just like it's a whole
bunch of
toolbox.
Yeah.
Another thing is the diet too. The diet
Yeah.
is
It's
huge.
huge.
So water is very important because our bodies are electricity. Our bodies, every cell has energy, electrical energy. And if you do the calculations, the amount of electrical output from our body is like more than an atomic bomb.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'll give you the numbers later. I forget that. Maybe put it on the comments or something. I'll put it on the comments. But it's really weird, and it's all contained in this shell.
Right.
So the water's important.
Yeah.
What kind of water, right?
Yeah.
What is something that they put in our water for years?
Yeah.
Do you remember what that is called? Starts with an F. Fluoride.
Oh.
Okay. So fluoride is actually something that calcifies your pineal gland. Pineal gland is basically, if you track the brainstem all the way up, there's a little organ in the back, and that's your third eye right there. Like that's the big. It's like the size of a fava bean. But
Right.
the biggest organ that really opens up that intuition and opens up your third eye. And once your third eye is open, then everything else will kind of
Flow.
come because you'll recognize what it feels like. It's really like a throbbing sensation or tingling right here. But if your pineal gland is calcified from this fluoride or from other chemicals, then it won't be able to be, you can't utilize it properly. So the water you're drinking is important. Some people go for the alkalized.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word right now. I have it on my bottle. So it's alkaline
There you
water. Because alkaline water helps increase it as well. But it's not a big deal. And then foods that come from the earth.
Yeah.
So again, not knocking vegetarians or carnivores, or like doesn't matter. But think about this: if you're eating cabbage, cabbage grows from the ground. So whatever energy was from the ground is in that cabbage. Whatever's in the cabbage, energy you're ingesting.
Right.
Now, I eat meat sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the father of a butcher, so how can I not eat meat? Right?
Yeah.
But that beef, that cow, was, who the hell knows where it was before they slaughtered it? Who the hell knows what it went through before they slaughtered it? So the energy that cow had from its experiences, it's now in the energy
Not
of
the
its
greatest.
meat.
Yeah.
And now you're ingesting that meat. So if you really want to go really deep into it, where you get your food matters too.
Of course.
So it's funny because in some countries, what do they do to cows? They like massage them.
Yeah.
They feed them like a little liquor to get them all soft and chill. That makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
They feel good while they're alive, and then when they're being slaughtered. But where the food comes from is
Oh, that's
important.
interesting. Yeah.
And there are some high frequency foods too. Honey is very high frequency.
We just spoke about, have you ever seen the water that, what the heck is the name of the water we were just talking about? They like, I don't know what it's called, but it's in like a glass bottle, and they actually sing and put frequencies to the water. But this water, when you go to buy a case on Amazon, is like $120 for like 6 of them. And
They
they
like
like
run it over rose quartz.
That's funny. Well, it's not funny. I always say that. Isn't it weird? Isn't it funny? But
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it's
really
like,
good that they do. Is it a company from America?
Yes. Yep.
So water has intelligence.
Yeah.
Water has intelligence.
We were
water
just
has a memory.
looking at it the
Oh
other
yeah,
day.
I
because
heard
it's
people
so
say that.
expensive.
That's why, like, if you
Speak to the water and then
speak to
drink
the
it in
water
the
before
morning.
you drink it, yeah.
So you've seen those experiments where they talk to plants and
Yep.
they grow better. They grow much more efficiently. They're huge and
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Same thing with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the experiment? I think in Masamoto, I believe
Yep.
it is,
Yeah.
where he's cursing at water, and then when
water.
he freezes it, it's like crap.
Yeah.
But then when he's saying or playing Beethoven or just saying really nice things to the water,
Isn't that so weird?
And it
it
freezes
in
differently.
beautiful
Yeah.
geometric snowflakes.
yeah.
It's real. The water is a lot to do with
It's
it,
very
too.
interesting.
But that just shows you that this ether that we're living in is so, we can't see it.
Yeah.
We don't see what's in between us, but there's something there between us.
Right.
There's energy there between us. So if there's negative energy between us, the things around it are going to be negative also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So young people, who do you surround yourself with? That's a huge thing. Like, who are you surrounding yourself with? What energy are you surrounding yourself with? Because you can have 100 friends and 90% of those people could be jerks.
Right.
Words have meaning. Words have they have meaning, but they have energy.
Yeah.
Spelling.
true, yeah.
You're talking to people. You're like literally casting a spell. You're spelling. And you can use kind words, and you can be nice, compassionate, and empathetic, or you could be a jerk.
Yeah.
But that resonates, and it goes into you. You ever walk into a room and you're just like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just got to get the hell out of here. The energy in that room is so dense and it's so negative that your higher frequency can't handle it. It can handle it. It's going to be very
doesn't
uncomfortable,
want to.
Right.
and you're going to want to get the hell out of there. My suggestion is do.
Yeah.
If it's not a situation that you have to be in, leave.
Yeah.
People don't want to do that because they don't want to look a certain way. Like, I don't want to seem like I left.
Yeah. Right.
I want to be a part of this group. But if there's a chance that this group is toxic, then you may not present it on the outside, but it's feeding your energy. Or have you ever
energy's
been around
huge.
like a very negative person and it just feels like they sucked your energy? You're like, I feel so damn
Of course, you're
tired.
tired when you
Yeah.
leave them.
So that the negative energy truly like sucks the energy out of you because it takes a lot
Yeah.
to be around them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
How would you help somebody start manifesting?
first, what is the intention? Like, what are they trying to manifest?
Like if somebody's just starting out and they don't know anything about it, they, want to start manifesting, whether that's like good things in their life or just goals that they want to achieve or
Yeah.
even just guidance in the right direction of where they should go.
First to kind of sit with the person and figure out what the goal is, because the intention has to be extremely clear. So it can't just be like, I want to make money. My intention and I want to manifest money, bring it on. That won't work. It's like, what are you trying to achieve? I want to have an abundance of finances. I want to be prosperous and be able to, not need the money, but have it. So if it becomes a need and you're like begging for it,
Gotcha. That's the wrong
beg
way.
for it, you're pushing it away. But if you live as though you already have it. Oof, there it is again. So I'm telling you, when I get these, that's very important. It's like one of those, I got to make a point. I didn't mark this down. When you live as though you already have it and you're already living in the emotion, the feeling that your finances are all taken care of, then weird things will start to happen. But again, speaking to someone, because if they're just trying to manifest something out of selfishness, or if the true intention is not positive, then it's never going to come to. But really sitting down and writing down is really important. So writing down this intention. By June, I have this, or whatever, but very, very clear on the intention, giving a timeline, and then taking actionable steps toward that intention. So you can't just make an intention and then just sit around and be like, okay, come on, manifest the lottery, bring it on, I'm waiting. Like, you have to take actionable steps towards it, right? And a big part of that is listening to the intuition. So opening up the third eye is very, very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Because there might be a message that you receive that you just push away because you just think it's an idea. Verbalizing it to people is good too. So again, people are afraid that they're going to make themselves look like an idiot and say, again,
Whatever.
I'm going to get a new job in September. Like I'm getting a new job in September.
Yeah.
You sure? You have a good job now? Oh, no, I'm going to get one. And if they don't get a job, they're like, that's it. I quit. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
But, that's the kind of stuff that turns people away too, when they fail.
Yeah.
But you can't. Every situation has to be individual situation. So don't pair this intention with a failed one in the past because they're different.
Yeah.
And you're
That's true.
different too.
Yeah.
Like your frequency will go up as well. So things are different. But really, really figuring out what they're looking to do, why and how. And then the how to get there is not only just speaking it, writing it is important, but living it is the biggest thing. So living in the feeling that you've already had it. But it's hard.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard because you like, even if you say, I wanted to do a podcast and I spoke it, I told my friends or I told my family, I wrote it down, I'm meditating. But every time I'm driving home, I'm just like, God damn it, is it going to come? Is it going to come? No.
Yeah.
No, because I'm still worrying about it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to put it in a beautiful box and tie a bow and just
Put it to the side.
But you have to live as though you already have it.
Interesting.
And when we first met, I told my wife I met you both. And I'm like, you know what's weird? I said, they have a podcast. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna go on the podcast. She's like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yep. And that's it. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I saw you the other day, actually. You were at Mongo's like last week once?
Oh, yeah.
Were you
Always.
there with your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw you walking up. I was driving my kid with me and my kids. We were going to the gym close by. And I'm like, let me roll down my window and say hello. You know what? I'm not going to do that. And it, not only because we were driving in the parking lot,
Right.
but I felt like that was going to disrupt this flow. What made you think of calling me for today?
I don't know. I just,
My thoughts, our thoughts were linked.
yeah. I didn't even see you. That's crazy.
I know. So our thoughts were kind of linked.
I was just like, Tor, we should invite Michael.
That's how you manifest
Yeah,
stuff.
I think so. I don't remember exactly how, but we were
And
like in
there's-
the car.
And there's no reason.
We were like, oh, what
That's
about
how you
Michael?
manifest stuff. My ideas are connected to like this ether, we call it this ether. Here. I like to picture it as like a grid where every single person has like a light.
Yeah.
This is just a good visualization. I'm a very visual guy.
Yeah.
Every person has a light going from the top of their head and connected to the earth. But everyone's lights are connected. So that's what's meant by like unity consciousness, where everyone is connected. And that's where like the telepathy kind of comes in. But I feel like if I would have opened the window and said hi, I would have like put a break on that.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So
that's
when you
interesting.
texted
yeah,
me,
that's
I'm
true.
like,
Wow.
Oh.
it was
Wow.
one of
That
those
is.
things where you know it exists. You don't know when, there's no time frame. You don't know how, you just know it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just
It's crazy.
leave it to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hard part, putting it to the side.
Yeah,
Of
of
course.
course.
You know?
Because you want it so quick.
Instant
It's like instant
gratification.
gratification.
Right. Right. Some things take time. Some things are immediate, but most of those things take time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that young people can do, but the biggest thing is focus on you. Like initially, you have to focus on yourself. Your own soul. I keep saying, I always say soul, but for people who are not spiritual or not into this kind of stuff, they might think that, all right, now it's getting religious. I don't want to talk about souls, but it is. We have a physical body. What the hell?
Yeah.
Where do we go when we die? Do you think you just put in a hole? No, you're somewhere. Your
Done.
consciousness lives somewhere in your
Right.
soul. Your soul is there. But focus on you, because then once your soul is clear and you kind of have an idea of a path that you could be going down, and things start to open up.
Yeah.
I feel.
It's wild.
Any other questions?
No.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming on our podcast.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. We are so happy to, connect with you the way that we did. It was crazy. And I hope that everybody gets to experience something like that.
That was
Because
crazy.
like the day that we met you, it just like, I don't know, it just felt like everything was like, yes, it's okay.
Everything kind of
And-
led to that path that was
Yeah.
supposed to happen that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
So
Just
thank
tell everyone where they can find you so that everyone else watching can find you.
Mostly posting on TikTok, on Soulfire Circle, Instagram as well. TikTok is where I'm doing most of my things. And if you go on there, you have my email. We can chat. We can talk. And by the way, I don't charge for you to talk to me. If we just want to talk and chat, talk, figure things out. And then if you want to go in a different direction, absolutely, we can do that. But it's all about engaging first. So if you're having this inclination, just sounds weird. I don't know. It sounds a little spooky, but I kind of want to reach out. Just do it.